All right, everybody. Got another mini-sode here. Just me this time around. Ty is out of town or going out of town. I don't remember which. Either way, not here. I gotta do it myself. And then we're gonna get a main episode to you. I think we're gonna record Sunday, and we're gonna do it on. I almost called it monsters. Weapons. Weapons is what we're gonna do a full episode on, a full review on with spoilers and everything. I just got out of that movie about 30 minutes ago, so it's fresh on the mind. So I'm going to give a little preview into that. I'm going to talk about a couple movies that Ty had already saw and given his review on. So I'm going to update with my reviews there as well, so you get both sides of us. Talk about one of the movies I have seen here being my new movie of the year contender. It can be, I'm going to talk about 4 movies. Might be any of them. Stay tuned. It's going to be a big surprise. But yeah, we will talk about that as well on the main episode in more detail. This is more just like a little teaser episode. Get you some info out there, get you up to date on our rankings. And let's hop right into it. So I saw the Phoenician Scheme. Ty had already seen that quite a bit ago, like around when it came out, maybe a week or so afterwards. He did like it. Let me see what he rated it. He gave it an 8.1. So if you are unfamiliar with the Phoenician Scheme, this is, oh God, what's it? Why can't I think of his name? Wes Anderson. Thank you. I said thank you to myself. Jesus. Wes Anderson's latest film. So it is exactly what you come to expect from Wes Anderson. His style, his art. If you don't like Wes Anderson, obviously you're not going to like this film. But it is very enjoyable to look at. Not my favorite story of his. It was good enough here. Basically, wealthy businessman keeps surviving death. People are out to kill him because, wealthy businessman. He gives his rights to his daughters just in case he does die. And they just kind of go around trying to make his latest plan come together while avoiding death. The actors are very good in it, as they always are. It really just comes down to story for this one, and for me, it was just okay. It was nothing special. I ended up a 6 out of 10 here, so with ties, 8.1, that gives us a 7.05 consensus. That's going to knock it out of our top 5 movies of the year. It had a chance for a little bit, but I have ruined that. So it's okay. It is very much like every other Wes Anderson movie. Has all of his people in it. You get Willem Dafoe, who I believe is in like all of his things. You get fucking Benedict Cumberbatch. He's in it. That's another one of Wes Anderson's guys. Tom Hanks is in. A lot of familiar faces in here. Again, it's just okay. I wouldn't go out of my way to see it, but if you got nothing else to watch and it is available, throw it on. It's a solid enough movie. I just don't expect to be blown out of the water. Next movie here that I just watched, a more recent one, is Together. Ty had seen this one. He gave it an 8. This is up there for our biggest disagreements at the moment. Only a separation of 3 points. I give it a 5. I just thought, I don't know, the characters were just dumb. There was just some bad writing on their actions. Like, they fall into a cave hole, and instead of just like climbing out, they're like, let's fucking sleep in it overnight. That's what normal people do. Everyone would do this. Like, yeah, maybe wait out the rain, sure, but it was like they thought they couldn't climb right out of it, even though they did it immediately the next morning. So really, really stupid in that sense. It is creepy body horror, which is always fun, but it was like very up and down. It's like either it's happening and you're intrigued, or it's not happening and you're like, okay, something more has to happen here. So lots of ups and downs. The characters were, in my mind, poorly written. They were just kind of stupid. I don't know if it's a Dave Franco and was it Brie, his wife in real life. It just didn't hit as well as I was hoping. Even though people seem to like it, it just wasn't there for me. There were too many spots where I'm like, okay, I'm kind of fucking bored. But overall, the concept is cool enough. The ending was stupid. This could have been. I think I wrote it could have been a short film, and it would have done so much better. Maximum 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and it would have been a much more interesting movie. But they wanted to make a full thing out of it, make some money, and I'm sure it did, but it wasn't great. It wasn't great, so that knocks it out of the top 5 for us as well. Third movie that I saw that we are going to talk about on the main episode. Ty has not seen this one yet. The Life of Chuck. And I completely forgot that this was a Stephen King story until the credits started to roll. And it said Stephen King. I was like, oh, interesting. Had no idea. Directed by Mike Flanagan, who did The Haunting of Hill House, which just won Best Netflix Original by... I can't say one. It was ranked the best Netflix original, and I think I agree with that. That's definitely one of my favorites. Very well done. Haunting, creepy feel to it. And this movie isn't that. It is not like a normal Stephen King movie. It's not like a normal Mike Flanagan movie. It is not a horror movie. It has sad and, I guess, somewhat creepy elements to it, but it's not what you come to know from, Stephen King when you think of the name. This is currently my movie of the year candidate. So we got through 3 of them, 3 of the 4. Really tricked you guys on what it might have been, but yeah, Life of Chuck was absolutely fantastic. I think it was the closest I have gotten to giving a 10 out of 10 on this show. I believe last year it was Iron Claw. This one I think was even closer to a 10 for me. The storytelling is unique. Every little piece matters. Things happen in the background, which Mike Flanagan is known for, especially in Haunting of Hill House. Things in the background, the people you see, you're like, wait a minute, have I seen that person before? And you have. So I love that kind of stuff. It all comes together at the end. And this is one of those movies that I think each time you watch it, you're going to notice something new. So that is really cool. But it was just fantastic. It was very, very good. Tom Hiddleston was great. I actually thought that Jacob Tremblay and Benjamin Pajak, who play the younger versions of Chuck, were the same person. They look so much alike. It's actually really creepy. But no, Jacob Tremblay is actually not in it very long. He plays them as mid-teenager, maybe a late teenager, while Benjamin Pajak played him, kind of elementary school, maybe up to 7th grade or something. Mark Hamill in it, Matthew Lillard. Mark Hamill, bigger role than Matthew Lillard, but very good. I just enjoyed this movie so much. I would actually, one of the few movies where I'm like, yes, let me watch this again. And I definitely would. So if you have not seen it already, this is one you absolutely must get out there and watch. We'll talk about it in a bit more detail on the next full episode. I don't want to go into it too much here, but a little teaser here. And then we're going to end this episode of just it's going to get 10-15 minute episode here. Just a little preview before the main show. I just got out of Weapons. Ty had seen it, I believe yesterday, and I won't give you his rating, but he did like it. And I just got out of it, and I had to let this one sink for a little bit. This is a movie you're going to be like, what the fuck did I just watch? Not so much of a what the fuck as Barbarian was, but definitely it gets wild. It is a slower burn, which I don't mind for movies like this. And I am on record of saying I don't really like movies that try to be both comedy and horror at the same time. I just have a very rough time with it. This makes it work because they didn't. So I don't know how I want to say this. Zach Krager, obviously from The Whitest Kid You Know, funny guy. He knows what's funny. He knows what pieces people are going to laugh at. Absolutely. So definitely was intentional as a director and writer. He wrote it too. But it wasn't so just in your face, haha, you must laugh at this, as it was, this is insanely absurd, and you're going to laugh because of how wild it is. This is the exact type of movie you're either going to love or hate. I don't really think there is a massive middle ground for this type of movie. You know, when we were in the theater, we had people that were like, "Wow, that was insane," and people were like, "What the fuck? That sucked. Why did we go watch this?" People, I think I saw one guy leave early. Actually, I don't know if he came back. I don't think I ever saw him come back, but someone definitely did walk out. It is that type of movie. It is also, I would say, a little bit long for what it is. The only thing that makes it being a little long work is that you're intrigued. It is an interesting story. Every piece of the story, it's told from multiple perspectives, gives you a flash of new information. So it does keep you engaged, even though it is a slow burn. Again, we'll talk through it in complete full review mode with spoilers and everything, but I enjoyed it. I think, now this might change come Sunday when we record. As of right now, I'm sitting at an 8. I respect it because it is different. It is original, and it took a risk with what it was. And the movie I have to compare it to right now is Final Destination Bloodlines, because it's the other horror movie that I have at an 8. My issue is that I have a hard time calling this movie horror. It's a very different type of horror where it's definitely more mystery than, you know, jump scares and all that. There are absolutely jump scares, but it's more mystery, it's more thriller with some sprinkles of horror in it. So that's why I have a hard time comparing them. The story was absolutely intriguing and nuts. You definitely get some insane things that happen here. I also, you know, based on the 2 movies he's had versus the, I think 2 or 3 at this point. I gotta look now. I think Zach Cregger's better than Jordan Peele at this horror stuff. Jordan Peele had 3. Yeah, he had Get Out, Nope, and Us. Us was dog shit. Get Out was definitely the best. Nope was okay. Zach Cregger had Barbarian, which was just absurd and okay. This was good. So I think right now I give a slight edge to Weapons, but hey, if he comes out with a 3rd movie and it's a miss, they're probably back on par. And I saw it at the Alamo Draft House here in Austin, which, by the way, it's not worth going there anymore. I used to love going to the Alamo Draft House. It's still the best in terms of like theater experience. You know, everyone shuts up and people are quiet. No one's on their phones. It's not like, you know, an AMC or something where no one gives a shit. They keep that in check. But it is so fucking expensive. It was $30 for 2 tickets. And then now they're automatically adding on 18% gratuity to your bill. So we had 2 drinks and 2 chicken tender baskets. It was $73. So we spent over $100 to go to a movie. And it's just not worth it anymore. It's a shame. Especially now I got a theater room in the house. It's like, why would I ever go to the theater anymore? Other than, you know, to see a movie right when it comes out. But yeah, it's a shame that I know they like sold it recently, and maybe the new owners did this, but it's bullshit. Absolute bullshit that you have to deal with that. I would much rather go to the drive-in here. You get like $9 tickets and you see 2 movies. And they have an actual diner. So yeah, it's tough for these movie theater places to get you to want to go anymore. But yeah, Weapons was very good. Check it out if you're willing to go down a weird hole for a movie. This is very difficult to say without spoilers. If you're free-flowing with how you feel about movies, go check it out. If you're very much set into this is what a movie should be, you're going to hate it. So that's what I'll say there. I think it's worth seeing. It is a wild experience. It was fun to see it in person with these people around us. You get laughs. You get a lot of, what the fuck was that? It's a wild movie. It's currently sitting at an 8 out of 10, which is insane, actually, I think. Obviously not because I don't agree. That's what I just said I was giving it. But for the general public to rate it that is amazing to me. I didn't expect that because Barbarian, which was, I don't know, probably more wild than Weapons, is at a 7 out of 10. Man, I don't know. I don't know. It was very good. I'm just surprised that the overall consensus also thinks it was an 8 out of 10. That has to be the highest rated movie of this year so far by consensus numbers. I'll have to vet that, but I'm almost positive that is true. So go check it out. I'll end this here. I'm starting to ramble, but we will see you guys in the next full episode where we will completely give a full review with spoilers on Weapons. So we'll see you then. Bye-bye.